What's going on YouTube? This is Mason AJ with the Aficionados, and today I'm bringing you our reaction review to the newest episode of Gotham, Mommy's Little Monster. And to be honest with you, I kind of feel like that's like the title is so fitting for this episode. And I know this is going to sound a little bit harsh, but this episode felt so like downplayed, disappointing, and just underplayed, but only in comparison to the other episodes of season 2. All the episodes of season Gotham have been really pretty much been that hot fire. It was especially a little bit disappointing for me because it finally brought characters who I've always wanted to see be pushed more into the forefront, put more into the limelight to play, and they really didn't showcase that a lot. So I have been waiting for Barbara to show up, and the dream sequence she had in the beginning, you know, really almost kind of made me forgive her, and as worse it sounds, for all the horrendous things that she's done, because pretty much since season 2, she has been like unremorseful and pretty much has been a wrecking ball of just pure crazy, like more so than any other characters, almost as much as Jerome a little bit. So when you get the dream, I was like, oh, there's still a little bit of, you know, good old season 1 Barbara in her. You know, she can maybe come back from that. Wrong with her going after Jim finally. Okay, it was like, we know as the audience it's a trap. Everyone around Jim knows it's a trap. Jim knows it's a trap. In case you didn't know, in case you haven't heard, spoiler. It's a trap. And then for the trap to get sprung and so that we knew was coming, and that still felt very lackluster. I didn't really feel like there was a lot of emotional tension or heat to go into it, or there was a lot of action to really kind of back it up. It kind of just happened, like, oh, I'm in a wedding dress. Oh, I want to get married, and then I'm gonna kill you, Jim. And then, you know, and then of course Jim's using this opportunity to parlay that into information he's gonna need to take down Galavan because he doesn't have the evidence to like just legitimately do it. You know, and I was looking like, okay. Really? And then, of course, Jim escapes at the last minute to deal her a blow. Now, the one thing I will say that really did catch me off guard was I did not expect things to follow through with this episode, which I am getting a little bit ahead of myself, just saying. I expected the information that she gave him to either be wrong or for the mayor that they discovered at the end of the episode to be dead and all other crazy stuff. And when the mayor actually ended up being live, that was the first genuine surprise. I thought it was just going to be like, well, obviously he would let you to a dead body and there's things going on, but there's no legal way we can connect this to Galavan. Now, my man Bruce, though, was actually going through a lot of emotional issues with this episode, and I really do, real talk, I really do feel for him out of all the characters in it. This is the first time ever I felt like Bruce made like little boy moves, where in the first season 1, he didn't really make little boy moves. It's more like, obviously he's inexperienced, and he's the trial by fire and tribulation he has to go to eventually become the man who then will eventually become, or maybe become, Batman, because at this point nothing is written in stone. We just don't know anything as far as the Gotham universe is concerned, right? So Galavan is finally making his big boy move, and he was like, I'm going to get Bruce to sign over his company to me, and then I'm going to control the Wayne fortune. And I'm looking like, okay, dude, okay. You know, and I felt like Bruce, with everything that you have under your disposal, I feel like Bruce himself doesn't recognize that he's a billionaire. That's like my biggest problem with Bruce. Bruce, you live in a mansion, you have silk sheets, you have a butler. Everything around your life tells you that you're a millionaire. There are certain things that come with being a millionaire, like resources, okay? You know what? If Galavan knows who killed my parents, let me hire hackers to hack into his computers, or let me hire private detectives to look into him, or better yet, let's get eccentric. Let me hire ninjas to break into his house and steal the documents or whatever. Or we can just straight up get hood with it and be like, yo, Galavan, I'm gonna show up with 16 dudes and we're gonna beat the crap out of you, and you're gonna tell me what I need to know, son. You need to tell me who killed my parents, son. Okay, Galavan? Stop playing games. Woo! That's what I would have done if I was Bruce Wayne, but obviously I'm not, so therefore obviously I have no emotional investment in what happens to Bruce. But I'm just saying, man, Bruce, figure this out. And then it was such like a cheap deal. Tell me who your parents are if you give me the company and everything else. And it's like, yeah, technically you're still being rich, but like, my question is, why do you want the company? Like, obviously, like, you have a plan for it. This isn't like, oh, I want to clean. Like, these are the questions I would have been asking myself as Bruce. And I understand he's dealing with the emotional circumstance of like, I can finally solve my parents' death, and he probably can't see past that. But my man Alfred though, like, real talk, I'm looking at Alfred, my man. I understand that you did not get the booty butt cheeks of the doctor, and you had to go off in a corner somewhere and cry, you know, with your big British butler tears, you know, because oh my God, you just don't get any. I feel you, dog. I feel you. But when he called you in, you should have been like, look, dude. Right? I mean, they kind of did do this a little bit, but I was still fucking like, you. Alfred should have been like, look. I'm expert British Special Forces, whatever. How about I just run in there with a 50 cal and get Gallagher to tell me what he knows? If he knows who killed your parents, Bruce, because I love you, dog. Like, where was that at? After all the other gangster stuff that Alfred has done, I felt like, Alfred, this is a prime time for us to be reminded how gangster you are. But you just gonna sit there and be quiet in the corner like you don't know what the real deal is. That's just me, though. But I like the episode. Like I said, obviously this episode was a placeholder to allow the other things that are gonna come up in the future series, especially the next episode. Now that Gallivan has been arrested, now that Bruce kind of knows that something is up. What's going to happen with Bruce and Silver Sinclair? All these questions are now obviously going to be happening within the next, if not next episode, 2 episodes. Finally, also the last bit of the puzzle of this particular episode, no pun or intended, whatever, is Riddler. Riddler is finally getting rid of Krispy Kreme a little bit, and his 2 personality halves of crazy and crazier have pretty much just got together and fused, and they've met up with the Penguin. Right, and my one question with that, because I like the way that happened, it felt very organic. The Penguin's in the middle of the woods somewhere hiding out, and he's wounded. Was Penguin obviously was hobbling along, and he saw a sandwich, and he picked up the sandwich and ate it. I kind of really wish I would have seen that. I mean, obviously it would have spoiled the surprise, but I would love to have seen that, because I'm looking like, how do you just pick up a sandwich and just ignore it? Like, you just ignore the dead body? No, you were just hungry, and you were just like, lunch. But with all that being said, comment down below. Let me know what you think about this week's episode of Gotham. Whether you liked it, you didn't like it, you felt it was lackluster. I'm glad Barbara's still alive, so obviously she can go on and cause more trouble in the future, because obviously that's what she's set up to do. And hopefully the trouble that she causes in the future will be a lot more hard-hitting than what we do now. But this is just my opinion. I want to know what you guys' opinions are. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. We're definitely going to be bringing you reaction reviews to other shows such as Agents of the Shield, iZombie, Flash, Supergirl, and everything else. I really want to hear what you guys got to say about it. And also, we're going to be bringing you several new segments of the Aficionados show. So just stay tuned until next time. But once again, this is Mason AJ. At the end of the day, violence is not always the answer, but it is a answer. Okay, I'm just saying, if I had been a little bit Bruce Wayne, man, Gallivan would have got so God.